Okay, let's go back onto my screen. So another thing what I need is I know you guys have installed a SQL Server. Okay, right? Go into the Google and type AdventureWorks. Okay, AdventureWorks. That's an practice database. What I want you guys to have. Okay, if you go type AdventureWorks 2016 or 2015 or whatever, it'll direct you to this Codeplex site or the Microsoft download site itself, where you could download scripts or the backup copy itself. So if you go ahead and say details, okay, yeah, just go ahead and click download. Okay, the first two files is what I want, so you have to check these two files and say next. Okay, this will download these two files. Okay, and let me do it on one of you guys system so that you guys can do it right. Wanna be my guinea pig? Vinay, is it okay if I ask you to share the screen or download these things and we can do it on your system, or you want?
Yeah, totally fine.
Right. How should I make him present? Okay, you can just click on the share screen. That will share your screen.
Yeah, but you'll have to stop your sharing first.
Okay, I did stop mine. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just go on to the Google and try to get those two things. So yours is an SQL Server 2016 or 2017? Just go say new query and say version. Select. Select space @ version. Yeah, run it. So 2017. Okay, so you have to Google it for 2017. AdventureWorks 2017. Okay, the first website is what we are going, but they looks like they are 2016. But yeah, it doesn't make any difference. Just scroll down and hit a download button. Okay, just select the top two. Okay, and then say next. Okay, hit an allow. Oh, you are supposed to say allow multiple files.
It was asking for push notification.
Yeah, the push notification was asking you if it could download two files at the same time. You said no. No, this one is not what it was asking. Okay, but yeah.
So go back and try again.
Hold on. Let me ask you the mouse roll. You can share me that. Right. So let's scroll back a little bit. Okay, at the same time, I want to see which one was downloaded. So show in folder. So it's just 2016. No, okay, that's the one. Click to download manually. So this one is already done. So I want this one. Try again. Okay, there you go. So then again, I want to go back onto the folder view. Okay, let the other one be downloaded. It looks like the DW is a bigger one. We'll not wait for it. Okay, I'm gonna copy it from the downloads. I'm gonna move it back to the C drive. Okay, in the C drive, you could go deeper into the program files, Microsoft SQL Server, then again in MSQL 14 point so and so, and in there you could go MS SQL, and in there you should basically one step back. Hold on.
No, for him it's actually in the C drive. Go back to C drive.
Yeah.
Okay, there is MS SQL 14 in the top below log section. downloads Intel logs MS SQL.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Data, backup.
This is where it's gonna go. You could place it here, or you could just place it at the C drive root level. That's fine too. Either one would work. Okay. So I'm just gonna place it here, and then I'm gonna say right click on the databases and say restore. Okay. Then it would directly go and fetch it from the same directory. You can see it here. So I would say from the devices, when I click this elliptical button, it's gonna directly go there in that particular directory and search for it. Okay. If by any chance you don't have it in this directory and you just placed it at a root level, then you would have just clicked the C, then it could give you here. Right. So that's okay. Yeah,
We placed one
here.
file, and when the other one is downloaded, we place that also here, right?
Yes, yeah. Once this one also downloads, you can place it back in this backup folder.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say okay. Okay. At this point, where in the beginning of a class, I told you that these will make up every database will have 2 files and all, right? So in this files option, it is asking you where to put all these files. So I'm just making it available on the C drive. Inside this folder, there is a data and log folders. Okay, they are right next to the backup folder. So it's just gonna be going there. Okay, if you see this, it's just the same data folder it's going into. All right, I'm gonna say that's it. I would say okay. Then it's gonna build up my database. If I go back here and say refresh, and within no time, I should see the database with an arrow here, right? That means it's restoring. Still, this process is running, right? Once this process gets complete, now it's at 10%. Once it hits the 100, this arrow will go and it'll say the database is available for use. Until then, it would say restoring. Okay, let it restore. In the meanwhile, what else can we do? Okay, there you go. Yeah, so if you don't mind, I'm going to use your system itself to continue the class. Is that okay, right?
Yeah.
So as I say, as I was talking to you guys about the where clause, right? That's where we'll start our class. So in general, where would we use this where clause? We want to select something out of an existing table. So we'll take this AdventureWorks. In here, we have a table called person.person, right? That is our basic example. We'll start. Okay, I'm going to drag and drop here. So I'm going to say, I want to select all the information and all the columns from this particular table. Okay. So if I want it to point to AdventureWorks, I have to make sure I have it on the top here and then on the bottom. If either of those things doesn't match, you have to make sure you connect to the right database. You could use either use statement to do that. That's another way. I would usually do this, right? So if I just execute this one, this will go and change things. So let's say if I have to do a select statement, this is how my select statement would look like. So it's just getting all the information out of this particular table. This particular table has almost like 19,000 records, 19,972 and so. So in here, why would I use where condition? If I have to filter this data out of this 19,000 records, I want to only find out whose email promotion is sent. Whose email promotion is 1. That means either he could opt for email promotion, that would be 1. If he doesn't opt for an email promotion, it's 2. Let's say you don't know about his email promotion status, you would put it as 2. Okay, let's assume those are 0, 1, and 2 criteria, right? So now I want to find out the guys who have opted for email promotion. So then I'm going to say select star from person.person where email promotion is equal to 1, who have opted from email promotion. So if I execute this with a where condition, it's going to give me all the guys who has opted for the email promotion. That's almost like 5,000 members, right? So this is how my where condition is going to work. So let's say if I have to find the guy with email promotion 1 or email promotion 2, I could write something like this one, right? So whenever I say email promotion 1 or 2 or 0, something like this, so my condition is going to be where email promotion is equal to 1 or email promotion is equal to 0. Okay. So this is almost like 5,000 plus whatever guys you got from 0 is rest 16,000. Okay. So totally 16,000 guys, right? So instead of writing when you have multiple ORs with the same condition, you're trying to find out the email promotion 1 or email promotion 2, right? I could simplify this statement using something like this. Select star from person dot person where email promotion in 1, 0. This will also give me the same result. Okay, multiple OR statements of same condition can be repeated with an in condition. Okay, makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a little advanced, but yeah, try to remember it. If you don't remember it, that's fine too. We'll talk about it once again. Okay, next is, let's say if I have to find the guys with a name. Okay, as of now we are trying to find the guys with the numbers, right, where email promotion is equal to 1 or email promotion is equal to 2, right? So if we have to change the data type, which is going to be first name, right? First name is a different data type. It's more like a varchar. So at this point, if it's a varchar, you have to put in a double quotes, or no, it's going to be single quotes. So I want to find out person whose first name is Ken. Okay. If I execute this one, so it's going to give me all the guys whose first name is Ken. All right. And then, okay, and then I can also say, and last name equals to Mayor. So when it has to satisfy both of these conditions, I'm going to only get one guy whose first name and last name matches. Okay, there is 2 guys. Oh, there you go. With same first name and last name, but one of those guys has a middle name. So these guys are different. So and it has to satisfy both the condition. Whereas or if it was satisfy one condition, it's gonna just get the information out. Okay.
Sandeep,
Yeah.
in the OR condition, you used 1 and 0, right?
Right. 1 or 0.
1 or 0. So if can we use the same thing where let's say email promotion is equal to 1 and email promotion is equal to 0, what will it give us? Would it be the same result? Because they both pretty much seem the same, right? So email promotion is
just understand this, Vinay. Okay, these 2 things, 1 and 0, are coming from the same column, right?
right.
A person can have either 1 or 0 or 2. That means Vinay can either only opt for email promotion, or he can deny, or he can stay neutral.
Okay.
But he cannot do multiple things, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason it only gave you a bit level of information. Whereas this name thing, what I'm trying to do in here, I'm playing with 2 different columns. This is first name column and this is last name column.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So this is 2 different levels. Okay. So forget about this or clause and clause. Okay. Let me take it off. Right. So this is understood, right? So when I'm asking the person table with email promotion 1, it's giving me that, right?
Yeah.
That is clear. Okay. Number 1. Number 2, change of data type. Now I'm converting, I'm getting from out of integers to varchar levels. If I have to do varchar levels, I have to put single quotes. You know it from the insert statement we wrote, right?
Yeah.
So this syntax is also known and valid. So it's giving you information. Now, if you go back to your childhood school days and all, from math sets and the subsets, if you remember, two circles will have no, what do you call those? True, false, true, 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 true. You remember what are those called? I don't know.
The operator.
No, not the operator. Are they?
Logical.
Yeah, logical operators, right? So you'll have a and condition and or conditions are more like are the logical operators. When both of the conditions are true, that's when and condition will go true. When one of them is false, it is false. On the or side, one of them is false, even then it is true. Both of them are false, then it's only false. Okay?
Yeah.
So just write one.
Yes.
Just write 1 1 1.
Yeah.
1 1. No, just 1 space 1 space 1. Okay. So for and in the second row 1 0 0. Okay, 0 1 0. 0 0 0. And for the R condition, just write 1 1. Yeah. For both it is 1. So for example, if you are saying, last name equal to Reddy and country equal to India, these are the two conditions. So both of when you are saying last name equal to Reddy and country equal to India, if and if both the conditions are matching, then only you will see that particular person in the result set. That is AND condition. Okay. So simply R condition. Okay, if any one of the conditions are true, that particular record will show up in the result because one condition is met. In the R condition, if it is 1 1 0, the one is true and the other is false, it doesn't matter. It will be there. Okay, so either last name equal to Reddy or country equal to India, that particular record will show in the result set. Okay. Did you guys understand?
Yes, Dilip.
Yeah. So that's a thing, right? So we'll reproduce the same statements here. So let's say if I do select star from person dot person table, where I would say email promotion equals to 1, or okay, or title, okay, title equals to single quotes Mr. Okay, let's go run this. Okay, now you would be seeing almost like 5,000 records. Okay, where is this title? This is pretty much null. Okay, I have to find Mr. There you go. All of them are Mr. Pretty much all the Misters are ones. Or I could say something like this one, right? Where first name equals to Ken. Let's see if this guy has some different email promotion. If I do that, okay, there you go. So this guy has an email promotion 0. Even then, he showed up on the result set because his first name is Ken, right? So either of the condition is true. That's when the row shows up, right? This row showed up because this condition got true. Whereas this condition is false. That means 0 and 1 still he is available, right?
Yeah.
So it is just meeting this criteria, the first row.
If anybody has any doubts, please let us know, because I know some of the people might not be from the technical background. So, if you are computer science, we take it granted for you to understand this, logical operators. Is everybody okay?
Yeah, okay with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very good. Okay, and as you know, the AND operator works pretty much the other way what we told you guys. So if I do a select star from person.person, and then where email promotion is equal to 1. Okay, let's do 1, right? So if let's do something like this one, where first name equals to Ken. Let me see how many rows would I get with this condition. If I go highlight this one and execute it, I should see almost like, okay, I have 6 guys whose name is Ken. I have email promotion 0 and 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros and 2 ones. Okay, then I'm going to say an AND condition. Okay, where email promotion is equal to 1. That means I should only see 2 rows out of the 6 rows, right? So both the conditions, when both the conditions meet, this one is meeting the condition, and this one, this one, this one. That is the reason you are only seeing 2 rows. That's how AND operator will work. Okay, so that's AND and OR operators and the where condition working, right? So let's say there is something called wildcard characters. Okay, so you would use these wildcard characters to row filter the data. Okay, let's say if I'm trying to find a person, okay, where I only know his first name starting with the S alphabet, I don't know anything else out of his name. Okay, so for that, how would I do is I would say first name space like, then I will start with the first letter, which is S, and I'm going to say percentile. That means anything that which starts with S in the first name and has the characters, it will get it. So that was Sharon, Shane, Sydney, Steve, Sandeep. Everybody is in here, right? Everybody's first name starts with S. Okay, there are almost 1,281 people out of here. Okay, but let's say if I know their last letter is P, if I do it like this, S percentile P, I'm gonna get the person whose name starts with S and ends with P. Okay, I can do this. Hold on. There you go. So I have Sandeep. That's a guy whose name starts with S and ends with P. Okay, if I say name starts with S but ends with H, I don't know if I have any Shane or Shan. Okay, yeah. Seth, Sarah, Sawan, all these guys starts with S and ends with N, right? So this is using a percentile. You could use percentile anywhere. Let's say you don't know his first, his first name that ends with a last letter D, but you don't know what is his starting letter and all those things. Then you would definitely go ahead and say, you can go ahead and say first name like percentile D. That means it's going to get anything that which is ending with D. Okay, Richard, Sydney, Edward, and all those guys, 600 guys, almost, right? Gerard. So this is how this wildcard character percentile would work. Okay, percentile only would work with string characters. Okay, you cannot use it out of this. No numbers, no integers. Those kind of things would not work with percentile. Okay. Next thing is you have something called underscore, which also would act like an wildcard. So for that, you have to know the number of precise characters. Okay, so that means let's say if I'm trying to find out the guy's name, first name, but I know it's a 5-letter word. Okay, I know it's a 5-letter word. Then it starts with the D. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then it's then again D. Okay, if I execute this, this should get me David. Right, it's a David is a 5-letter word. It starts with the D and ends with the D. In between there are 3 characters. Right, so I'm have kept 3 underscores. You may not be seeing it as 3 different underscores, but I have just placed 3 underscores in there. Okay, this is another way. If you know the precise number of count of letters you're gonna have in a condition, and you know the and you also can do something like this too. DAV. Okay, let's say if I have V in here and delete this. So this is another way to do it too. If you know the middle letter, this will also work. Okay, that's an underscore way. What else can I do? There is one more wildcard character which will help you in case if you are looking for something on this one. Okay, select star from person.person where first name like, open up a square bracket, close up a square bracket. The first letter starts with A and it's between D, and it's a 5-letter word. Let's assume it's a 5-letter word. Right, so 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then it's gonna get me anything which either starts with A, starts with B, starts with C, or starts with D, continued by 4 more letters. So let's see what all we're gonna get. So Daryl, Brian, Barry, Brian, Chris. The first letter can be either A or B or C or D because the range is from A to D, right? So you have provided a range here for the first letter using the square brackets. And then you mentioned it with the underscore, with the next continuation letters would be another 4 letters, right? So that is the reason these 4 letters, YLAN or IANE or CHRIS, those things are other last 4 letters. Make sense, right?
Yes, Sandeep, just a quick question.
Yeah.
So this one, the percentile symbol is only for strings, like in the text. Now,
Yeah.
These ones underscore, and can we use these? Also, are these also limited to?
90% of these will only work. No, I can say 100%. These will work only on string values, text values.
Okay.
Okay, but let's say there is there you go. We have a table called person.person phone here. Okay, let me pull up the data for you here. So in here we have bunch of guys and their phone numbers. Okay, did it show up? No, the screen got froze. Yeah, there you go. So we have bunch of phone numbers here, right? For each of the guys.
Okay.
But when you see it, the phone number column, which is pretty much like an varchar column, but you have all this numeric information in there, right?
Yeah.
At this point, you could still use it as an char level of information, like what we have done in string level functions. That this one, right?
Okay.
You could say that select star from person phone where phone number like it would go ahead and start with either between 5 and 8. Okay, the first digit should be 5 and 8. and then continued by another how many characters? Phone number will have 10 characters and two spaces in between. So that means 12. So we already got one here. So either you could say 11 underscores, or I'm lazy, I'm going to just say percentage. So how this is going to work is either your phone number has to start with 5, 6, or 7, or 8. You would not see any other guys whose phone number starts with another character, right?
Yeah.
So even though the information looks like a textual numeric information, but either you go ahead and convert it to a varchar and then use it, or you could directly go ahead and use it on a string information.
Okay.
So only on string levels is what you can do it.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Okay. So for numeric information, it's always this kind of level, right? Where equals to, greater than, less than is what would you really fall in, right? This is all goes for string level. Let's talk about numeric level. So if I have select start from person.person, I would say where business entity ID greater than 1 and business entity ID 25 is greater than this one. So what would it do for me? It will get all the information between 1 and 25, right? So in this column, I'm trying to filter out anything that which is greater than 1 and less than 25. So right, if I'm trying to do a numeric information, filtering kind of criteria. Okay, so this is another can be reverted back with a keyword, another operator. I would say you can say between operator. You could use a between operator where business entity ID between 1 and 25. This will give me the same results. No, it will give me more 2 rows, right? Because we are left boundary and right boundary is avoided in the above scenario, this scenario, whereas the between scenario, you'll include those left and right boundaries. You'll have the 1 and 25, both of those rows will be there, which is nothing but equivalent to, if you put an equal sign here and equal sign here, these two conditions are the same. So you know how this between operator would work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Mathematical way of writing a between operator is greater than and less than symbols. Okay, this is here. Okay. Any questions so far on the where condition and the wildcard characters, whatever we have done so far?
No, that's it.
Okay. So basically, where is usually used, usually not for good. Where is usually used for filtering the row level information. Okay. When somebody asks you why do you use where, you have to tell them that you would be using it. You would be using it for filtering the row level information, rows out of the table or something like that. Okay. You can phrase your own sentence. I'm just making a point. Okay. So what was the other agenda we had? Give me a second. I don't remember. So we spoke about wildcard characters. Then we will talk about the group by. Okay.
Sandeep?
Yeah.
Sandeep, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Sandeep, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
We want to use
Baba, be a little bit loud. I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, with super low voice.
Yeah, I have increased my volume. So, Sandeep, when we are using the keyword like, we are supposed to use percentile, right? But in the example, David, we haven't used the symbol percentile, but we got through the result. So is it fine like we have to use percentile, or is it fine? That's okay.
ఎక్కడ ఏ లైన్ లో?
David. We have used first name like David.
ఇదా
Yeah.
మొత్తం రామాయణం తిన్నాక రాము సీత ఏమైనా అడిగిన భారత్ కాదు. ఓకే, వైల్డ్ కార్డ్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ 3 టైప్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఒకటి పర్సెంటేజ్, రెండోది అండర్ స్కోర్, ఓకే, మూడోది వచ్చేసేమో ఈ స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ రేంజ్. ఓకే, నీకు భరత్ డూ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ తెలుగు బై ద వే?
Yeah, I'm telling.
Yeah. Okay, the wildcard characters are 3 types. One is percentile, second type is underscore, and third type is range. So in here, for first 2 things, I was explaining you how could you use a percentile to get the information. Percentile doesn't keep track of
Right.
how many characters are we using. So when you try to execute this one, right, it only looks for the string that which ends with D. It doesn't care how many characters you have in the front. You could have 10, you could have
Right.
20. That is the reason in here you only have 3 characters, whereas here you have 5 characters, right?
Right.
So whereas this completes the percentile example. Then I moved to underscore example. You use underscore when you know the number of characters you would fit in.
Okay. Sorry, sir. I'm confused here. Yeah.
So
Right.
whereas in
I got
David, I know David is a 5-character word, or somebody just puzzled me out saying they have a first letter D and the last letter D and third letter is V. Find out their name. So I would put an underscore in the second letter space and the underscore in the fourth letter space. Whatever is the result out of this table is what I'm telling it as a name, right?
Yeah. I got you. So Sandeep, if I don't want David, I can use the keyword like not, right?
Yeah, you could go wild and use not like, but I don't want to tell about not as of now, right? So I'm just keeping my mouth shut. So I'm just giving you an example where the plain vanilla is way better than eating butterscotch at the first level, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be right. Let's understand everything in a simple flow. Then afterwards, if I teach you not in a simple example, you could go and put it in everywhere. So if you have understood an OR operator, it's just implementing in there, right? If you put a not in front of an in operator, that means anything that which is you provided in the list except that is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
In the same way, you could go place a not in here and then it will work just fine. So I don't know what would it get. It should get all the let's say, hold on, I'll tell you how many rows it should get me. So if I go ahead and execute this is giving me 87, right? Okay, I don't even know the calculations. So CA, okay. So 19,972 minus 87 is 19,885. Okay, probably if I put a not operator in here, it should get me that many rows. But I'm not sure though. Let me test it for you. Come on, get me all that. So it got me more than that, 19,885. So there are a few people whose slanting line is between them. Oh no, I was right. There you go. I'm at least good at this. Okay, yeah. Any questions on the wildcard characters?
No, Sandeep.
Okay, wildcard characters happen. So let's learn about a group by function, right? So let's say you have this table person table, right? Okay, mute your mics. I'm just getting a lot of.
Okay. Can you mute me here, Sandeep?
Okay, yeah. Vinay, right? Yeah, I just muted it too. So person.person. Okay. So you know that in the person.person table we have email promotion 0, 1, and 2, right? But I want to find out how many zeros, how many ones, and how many twos. How can I do it? I would say select. Okay, select email promotion. Then I'm going to say count. I'm going to put a star in here. Then I'm going to say group by email promotion. If I say that, then it's going to give me 3 beautiful buckets, and then it's going to give me the values of this. So zeros, these many. Ones, these many. Twos, these many people. Okay, who have opted for email promotion, 5,000 people. Who did not opt for email promotion, that's 11,158 people. Who are in confused state, that's 3,770 records. Okay, that's how you would use a group by function. Okay, group by are usually used when you use aggregation functions. Okay, here count is an aggregation function. You could say sum as an aggregation function. Okay, so I just counted it. So let me we also have this information, right? We know every person will have a business entity ID, that is his unique identifier. Okay, that means let's say you take a student example, student will have a student ID, right? That's his identification. In the same way, in this person table, business entity ID is an identification. Now I want to find out the minimum ID of 0, 1, and 2 email promotion. How would I do it? I would say select email promotion. Okay, here you go. Email promotion. Okay, then I'm gonna say min of business entity ID. ID. Okay, then I'm gonna say group by email promotion. So with this, what I'm gonna get is based on the email promotion, who has a minimum business entity ID. So that means the 0 email promotion, the guy who did not opt for email promotion, the minimum guy is 1. One guy is 2, and the 2 guy is 7. If that makes sense to you. But let me put it again on a different level. I can do it from here, right? So if you go and run this again, so you see that email promotion 0 guy is a 1 guy, right? Whereas a 1 guy is the second guy itself. So this will revert back, and you can see it from here too. So that's what I got as 1 and 2, the records IDs. Right, so in that way you could use this min, max, and aggregation functions. It could be sum, average, or anything like that. Okay, you could use those functions and group by whatever you want to do it. Let's say if you have a student marks table and you want to find an average of a subject, then you would say have AVG of a subject and just group it by the student, or group it by subject course or something like that. Make sense, right? Any questions? So the aggregation function at the same time group by.
No.
Okay, this is one level of grouping, right? You could use 2 level 2. Let's say if I have to find out minimum business entity ID for email promotion as well as title at the same time. Okay, then I would just put a comma in here and I will add a title too, right? What this will do is it'll create up a bigger bucket for me. Okay, inside this, each of this bucket, you will have a smaller buckets of titles. So that means inside the email promotion 0, let me order it too, so that it's visible enough. Order by same guys. If I run it now, you would see that email promotion 0, title null is 1. Whereas the email promotion 0 with a Mr. as a title, you have the business entity ID, minimum business entity ID as 6. So with the email promotions respectively and the titles respectively, you have the minimum business entity ID as this one. Okay. Makes sense, right? Okay, let me unmute everybody. Unmute all. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good, very good. Okay, so we'll stop here today. We'll get back tomorrow. We'll learn about having and then we'll go from there. Okay?
Sandeep,
Yeah.
can you show how to add that AdventureWorks?
Okay.
Yeah, one second.
Now for here, you have went to you go to this website and have downloaded those 2 databases, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Then you go for find it in folder. So there you go.
Okay.
Right? Right click it, copy it. Okay, you could just place it in C drive.
C drive. Okay.
It's a raw level. Okay, I have placed it here, right, at the raw level.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go into my database, and then I'm gonna say on the database level, I'm gonna right click and say restore.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna it will pop up this thing, and I'm gonna say device. I'm gonna click up this elliptical button and add. Then I have to navigate onto C level. Then I see my database. I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna say okay. Files, reallocate them.
Okay.
That's it. I'm gonna say okay. It should get me my database.
So when we click select reallocate, what exactly happens, Sandeep? Is it something that happens in the background, or?
Yeah, it's something that which happens in the background. Basically, when they took the backup, they had a D drive.
Okay.
Whereas in our computer, we do not have the D drive, right? Do
So
we have it? No, we do not have a D drive. We just have a E, F, G, right? You don't have a D drive. So that reason, when I say reallocate, it's just gonna point it into C drive where we have a predefined paths.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, this should restore the database. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thanks so much.
Just before finishing it up, like, are you done?
Yeah. Me too.
Okay, so just want to update everyone that we are actually, okay. Let me ask you this question. So how are you? How are we doing? Is it good?
Yeah, I think if we spend some time on practice, right, just do this a couple of times, I'm getting a hang of it. Initially, it was a little confusing, but in these last 3 days, I did a lot of exercises myself. So that actually gave me clarity.
So this is our experience from our previous batches. So this is what is happening. Okay. So a lot of times, people don't practice because of various reasons, right? Someone have different commitments. Someone is working. I understand. I get all that, but without practicing it, we can't help you much. Okay. So just want to brief you on what's going on. Okay. So just to update you, everyone. So our last batch was successful. So 2 of the people, actually one of them is from the last, but one lost the job and he again got the paperwork now. Okay. So the last batch which we are dealing with is completely done. Okay. So today somebody got the paperwork. Okay. So all of the people are done. Okay. So what we are left with is you guys. Okay, our next priority, and when I say priority, next P1 is to place you guys. Okay, so I understand that Dinesh and Vinay, they already have the job and they are looking for better prospects, but they are also this does not mean that you should take it light. But for Bharat and Pramod, they are looking for job. So concentration is on you guys first, Pramod and Bharat. Okay. So I know because of the holiday season, and I recently had my second kid. So me and my brother, we have to spend some time with the family. So we couldn't concentrate over the holidays. So that's done. But like I said, all the people from the last batch are almost done. Okay. So the guy who is left, he also got the paperwork today. So he is also done. So our next priority, P1, is to place you guys. Okay. In order for us to help you, you need to help yourself. Okay. Every day, apart from what Sandeep says or what he does, you need to spend at least 3 to 4 hours. Okay, that's the minimum. Okay, because I'm going to cut it short. Okay, so when we place you or we help you to get a job, the people will think that you have so much of experience or you are a SQL Server expert. So if you are not sure, they don't hesitate to show you the door. Okay, for me personally, I don't like to be in that situation. So what I do is practice, more practice. So that will help you to get the experience, to get the uncovered stones. There is no shortcut. You have to go through it. A lot of times it happens that people seems to understand, and fantastic when Sandeep gives examples, they understand it. But at the moment when they were given an opportunity to do the same thing, they are not, because they don't remember syntax, they are panicked, they are not thinking the logic correct. So this is what happens. So unless you put yourself in the shoes, you will not get it. So that you can write it on the paper. So number one, we want you to read at least 3 to 4 hours. Number two, practice. And number three, there will be a mock test. Okay, like one is multiple choice and another is writing the queries. So you need to pass these two tests in order to go further. Okay, so we will be having the test in 2 to 3 weeks from now. So once you pass that, we start helping you with the marketing. Okay, so it is all in your hands. You need to help yourself, and you need to pass that test. You need to show us interest. You need to make us feel that you are good to go. Okay, and again on the placements. So we had one contract in our last batch, and 4 of them are full time. So the average salary is the least we got in Toronto, because the guy wants in Toronto because of family reason. So that is 50K. The highest is around 75 to 80K. So this is just a heads up, so you can think in terms of the salary range and other things. And another thing, market has already opened. I see a lot of jobs. So like I said, you need to work, you need to pass the test, you need to show the interest, so we feel comfortable with you. Any questions?
No, that's it for me.
Did everyone understand what I said just now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to set the target, because I don't want, personally, I don't want to miss the target, and I think you guys too. Okay, enjoyment, entertainment, you can have rest of your life to do it, but let's be serious. Okay, how many guys are going to Agnatavasi today?
What is that?
That's good.
So are you guys going to Pawan Kalyan movie today? No.
No, Dilip, not interested since we are not a priority by our students.
Okay, that's fine. I'm happy to hear that, because I think you guys are weighing sequel more than Pawan Kalyan.
Okay, yeah, that's a working day, at least, first of all, and second.
Okay,
And
all right.
delete
So I
the
just want to set the expectation,
promote
and I think you can ask us any questions if you have, or we can call it a day.
No, no, good, good.
That should be all.
Everyone good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that should be all for you.
Nice.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Yeah, right.
Good night.
Night.